rise to urge my colleagues to push the red button and vote against this conference committee report, this bill. Madam President, a lot has been made about the governor and the commissioners. The fact of the matter is in my time in office, I started with a governor of a third party. Then I went on to serve with the governor of the other party. I've never seen a governor do so much to try to engage with the legislature, try to meet those folks working on the conference committee bills and the budget halfway. Twice now, major movements I've seen our governor make towards the majority party in their position. Immediately after the February forecast, we saw a significant move on the part of the governor receding from his position in his budget. And then just a couple of weeks ago, or excuse me, a few days ago, we saw a major move towards the position of the majority party in an effort to really break through and break the logjam, break an impasse that was being perceived around here. Madam President, members, you saw the letter. I have it right here, dated May 16th, coming straight to the 50-yard line. So what I'm hearing is folks are asking the governor to continue to negotiate against himself. Well, we had a previous governor who was classic, a master at that. I don't think our governor is going to be nearly so foolish. He has been trying in good faith, and there's a lot made of a lot of falsehoods stated on the floor about how the commissioners haven't been released and they haven't been engaged. I see the letter of March 28th also to our leadership of both chambers, spelling out in fairly significant and specific detail a way of formatting the conversations. And then he receded from that as well, Madam President, and said, okay, do what you need to do, but we'll try to engage. And then I participated in a so-called negotiation between the conference committee and the administration and the commissioners. Kind of hustled together at the last possible minute, very formalized, in a room. We sit there, 5 minutes they were given. And after 5 minutes, boom, the gauntlet went down from the committee chair, said, nope, we're going to pass this bill as is. After the commissioners had invited compromise and stated clearly the message from the governor is, we're looking for compromise. Madam President, I see a governor who's been way more engaged than any governor I've ever served with. The previous governor, I recall, traveling around, doing other stuff. I don't even know where he was most of the time. Something else in mind, I guess. I think we know a little bit more about what that was with his travels of the recent few months. And the governor before him, likewise. Lots of traveling around, lots of time in California. So it's been refreshing to see this governor try to engage so productively in a positive fashion. We saw some bills early in the session that were a function of compromise. I wasn't exactly thrilled with them from my perspective. But I recognized what he was trying to do, trying to create an environment of collaboration, of compromise. Let's see if we can't get some policy language worked out, start to set off this session very well. Specific to this particular bill, Madam President, I printed off all the letters that our commissioners sent, trying very hard to engage with some specificity. The things they appreciate, the initiatives they appreciate, the things that are of deep concern to them. Deeply concerned by the 15% operating reduction to our agency. To manage a reduction of this magnitude, we would need to eliminate at least 38 positions in a department of 250 employees. Coming forward, sitting through hearings, being refused, as Senator Uyghur illuminated us, being refused that opportunity to come forward and share exactly what was going to happen in their budgets with these cuts, and then being criticized as somehow saying things that weren't true, making people, shedding light on the facts of the matter, being truthful with the people of Minnesota about the implications for what was in these budgets, with no real opportunity to actually shape the outcome. The fact of the matter is, Madam President, in this bill, we simply delegate our responsibility Here's what the Constitution says. No person or persons belonging to or constituting one of these departments shall exercise any of the powers properly belonging to either of the others, except in the instances expressly provided in this Constitution. The departments being legislative, executive, and judicial. We simply delegate that authority away. We send it over to the executive branch. We don't do our due diligence, so that we can reserve the right then to say, oh, that wasn't our decision. Those service reductions that impact your life, that have real consequence, that kill jobs, that heap burdens on the middle class, and our ongoing continual effort to protect the richest 2% of the people in Minnesota. That's what we're doing here. We're asking regular, hardworking, middle-class people to leave their jobs, throwing more folks onto the unemployment line, asking them to take significant reductions to their pay. We're asking for the elimination of essential services and goods, services we provide, even though we are 39th in per capita number of state employees in the country, 39th. We talk about bloated government. We're 39th of 50 states in the country of per capita employees. That's the fact. We have funny money in this bill, pixie dust. We're trying to construe $128 million in revenue that's just simply not there, inability to provide essential services for tax compliance. And we're totally abridging and violating our Public Employee Labor Relations Act. Just because we say it's so in a bill doesn't mean we're not violating collective bargaining. That's what we're doing. We're saying across the board, 15% reductions, across the board salary freezes. Oh, by the way, you're going to pay another $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for your health care. And that's not at the negotiating table. That's by fiat in this bill. We didn't even invite organized labor to come forward. Our partners in service to the people of Minnesota, folks who have worked hard and sacrificed year over year over year as we've tried to attain the budget deficit reductions that we've needed to, and they have taken those salary freezes year after year. And we've told them, oh, never mind, you're not partners, we're just going to do this to you. You haven't made that good faith to take on more of your pension obligations. We don't care that you've done that. That's what's in this bill. And the complete dismissal of the fact that those very employees and those department leaders have done quite a bit of incredible innovation to date. That's why there was no findings of savings in some of these so-called new ideas that were introduced in the bill initially, because the agencies were already doing that, and doing that to an award-winning standard. Nationally recognized innovations in procurement, in building management, in fleet management, in tax compliance, in all kinds of things. So, Madam President, this bill is a stiff arm to the good efforts of the governor. It's a stiff arm to the efforts of leadership and engagement that his agencies have brought forward. It's disrespectful to the state employees in the extreme. It kills jobs, and frankly, it puts us backwards in our effort to recover from this economic crisis. Every economist will tell you, as we throw more people onto the unemployment rolls out of public service, particularly in a state like ours where we're 39th out of 50 in per capita number of employees, we just throw many more employees onto the unemployment rolls. Those are folks with middle-class jobs who buy the goods and services on Main Street, support our businesses. This is going to put us backwards. It's going to set us backwards in terms of our ability to negotiate a good outcome for this session, but most importantly, it's going to put us backwards in our ability to recover from this economy, and it's not going to let us move forward in the actual kind of innovations that we need to continue to strive for in the delivery of public service. I urge a no vote, Madam President.